The next one is going to be all about movies that are coming soon. But before we go there, I want you to take a look at this. Your boy is trying to get into the movie game, and I'm going to need all the help I can get from y'all because the stories I'm telling, most Republicans ain't trying to support me in my plight. So I'm going to need y'all to help. Here we go.
For years, the GOP and others have been coming for academic books in elementary through high school and college that take away the real history of this country. That history includes the benefits blacks gave to this country. And blacks have had to be superheroes. If you want to support a film studio that is committed to telling those stories and also telling superhero stories of blacks, helping to save the world and the universe, please go support Life Games Film Studio. Link is in description. And if you want to get an executive summary of what we're trying to do, all you got to do is shoot me an email. Make a donation without delay.
Larry, do you remember a cartoon from the 80s called Voltron?
I do. Man.
And do
I
you
was a Voltron. I loved Voltron. And when they came out and said they were making the Transformers, I was like, oh man, why can't they do Voltron instead?
I'm gonna tell you why they didn't do Voltron because the Power Rangers came out.
Oh,
And the Power Rangers was nothing more than a cheap knockoff Earth-based version of Voltron. So, ladies and gentlemen, what movies companies like to do, they love to find popular IP and try to turn it into movies because Hollywood can be a rough business, but thankfully streaming and YouTube is starting to leverage the playing field, but it still can be helter skelter. So one of our favorite actors, one of mine anyway, Sterling K. Brown, is about to play in a live action Voltron. And here are all the details I've gotten so far.
Robots and star-studded casts, then you're in for a treat. Voltron is making a triumphant return. Amazon MGM Studios is gearing up for a live-action adaptation of the classic animated series Voltron, and it's got a cast that'll make your jaw drop. Picture this: Sterling K. Brown, Henry Cavill, Rita Ora, John Kim, Daniel Quinn Toy, Alba Baptista, Samson Ko, and Tharanya Theron, all coming together to bring this legendary story to life. Now, we're still in the dark about specific plot details, but here's what we do know. The film will stay true to the original premise. That means a team of intrepid pilots controlling lion-shaped robots, combining to form the mighty Voltron, and defending the universe from alien threats. Classic, right? And let's talk about Sterling K. Brown. You loved him in This Is Us and Black Panther. His involvement in Voltron? It adds serious star power and depth to this already stellar ensemble. While we don't know his exact role just yet, we can't wait to see what he brings to the table. The film, directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber, yes, the genius behind Red Notice and Skyscraper, is currently in pre-production. Shooting kicks off this fall in Australia, and get this, Amazon MGM Studios nabbed the rights after a heated bidding war. Talk about confidence in the project's potential. So whether you're a die-hard fan or new to the universe of Voltron, get ready for a modernized, action-packed, and faithful adaptation that's set to captivate a whole new generation. Stay tuned, because Voltron is coming, and it's going to be epic.
I like Henry Cavill in this with Sterling K. Brown,
yeah.
but this is my worry, Larry, because I don't know how you can't do it this way. You know this is going to have to be an origin story. It has to be.
Right.
And with it being an origin story, we probably only going to see Voltron form one time at the very end of the movie because they're going to. You got to think
Don't
about it,
say
Larry.
that. I know.
Larry, look, I'm sorry. You know first of all, they're going to have to find the key to control the individual lions. Then they're going to have to go find the lions. Then they got to learn how to use the lions individually. Then when the most powerful threat comes at the end, when they done figured out how to use the lions individually and go on a damn whole movie hunt to find each lion, they'll form Voltron in the very end. And that recipe is one I'm sick of. I hope it don't happen like that, but Larry, I think it's gonna happen that way.
Yeah.
What say you, my brother? Tell me I'm wrong. You can tell me I'm
No,
wrong.
I can't, because it doesn't sound like you're wrong. It sounds to me like that's the exact formula that they're probably going to roll with. And
Yeah.
I just hope that it's good. Whatever they do with it, I just hope that it's good.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna have to probably wait for a second one. I kind of almost hope they film two at once. Just film
Okay.
two at once. That way, we already have it ready to roll, and we can just be like, all right, we got that out of the way. Now we know we have another one coming soon. We don't have to wait 4 years or for other people to finish their various projects and then battle over money because now they blew up and they're bigger than ever. Just film them both at once.
You
You
know what
know
could make this thing interesting, Larry?
what's that?
There were some elements of Voltron that could be a little bit of a horror. Little bit.
Mm,
It ain't got to be full horror, but some of the monsters he had to fight were witchcrafted type horror monsters.
right.
If they could somehow another spin just a tiny bit of horror into this thing, now that could be entertaining as they're going through trying to find the keys and the lions. That could be entertaining. Um, but I don't see them doing that with a property like this where you can sell toys. I doubt that they go horror.
No, they're gonna keep it. They're gonna keep it pretty PG because they're gonna want to make sure they can get as many people in those seats as possible. So, it doesn't mean it can't be good though. It can still be good. It can still be a lot of fun. I hope we get to see more than Voltron than just one time. I mean, that would be really, really disappointing if we only got to see him once. So,
Okay, you'll see them twice because when they learn how to use the lions, they'll form Voltron to practice, and then they'll disband, and then the big bad will come at the very end, and so you'll see them twice.
maybe we could see him in the very beginning so
A
that
flashback, a flashback.
yeah, like a flashback or to a point where he's wherever he's at, that's where wherever the lions are at, we can kind of see Voltron together, and then maybe they break apart, and they go to wherever the lions are going to be, but they're going to have to go find them. So maybe we'll get to see them at the very beginning, and then they go find them. So they have because you have to go through the whole thing. Is like, okay, there's a mission to go on. Are they going to accept the mission? Is the hero going to accept the mission? Okay, the hero accepted the mission. Now he has to go through his rigmarole, and then once they get to the point where they have them all together, then they can figure out how to put them there, and then they can have them together. We get to see them twice, and then the last time we see them is when they have to fight their big boss battle at the end of the movie. So
Or you could skip all that and have the princess controlling Voltron by herself, and his butt takes such a bad L that they learn that they need to split the lions up, and then we fast forward back because the princess on the show, she can go infinite life if I'm not mistaken, and then the new threat comes back because the enemies of Voltron, they use magic plus machinery. So they like endow their monsters with evil magic. And you can have the princess just be like, we can start out, like you said, with a Voltron in the beginning, fighting. He gets beat so bad, they realize that if they don't disband the lions, that someone could take that energy, that power, and use them for bad. So we can see Voltron 3 times. We can see him in the beginning getting beat up. We can see the new team trying to use him. Then we can see the new team use him and win with him. There you
I'm
go.
starting to wonder if Henry Cavill's allergic to magic in real life. This would be like the third movie. This would be this one, Superman, who's basically has a vulnerability to magic, and The Witcher. I feel like he might be trying to tell us something personally about magic in himself.
Nah, I don't think so, my brother. But y'all let us know what you think. Are you here for it? I know I'm here for it. That's day one for me, depending
Yeah,
upon what I'm doing and how many movies I got dropping by the time it come out. You never know. Amazon might start dealing with your boy.
I
Um,
like it.
got some things in the works, so we'll see what goes on.